Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of On Deck here on FTSN. I'm Russ Morgan here with Fistanza, who's joining me during the playoffs, which I'm pumped about. Evan, I remember you during the check down. You came on. You're like, yeah. I was like, can you come on? And Bobby's like, Evan wants to come on, but he's worried he doesn't know enough. And then he came on. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm like, you can talk baseball
all day. I'll be here next season too. Don't worry, I'll be here.
You're over there like I don't know much. And I was like, dude, he's talking. He's not just talking Jays. I get it, but hey, first off, congrats. I can.
I was nervous. Like we'll talk. I'm telling you, I watch sports. Okay, and I think I want everybody to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll tell you, in a lot of years, because the Jays haven't been here in a while, and they were never successful. They've been typically in the wild card. Obviously, since my Expos, I was much younger. And I cheer for all baseball teams. Even if I'm watching, I want it to be a competitive series with the Phillies and the Dodgers and the Cubs and with the Tigers. And I have a lot of people who are fans of all the teams in the playoffs, whether it was the Guardians, it didn't matter who, or the Red Sox and Rob, the Dolphins thirsty. I watch hockey and I'm nervous sometimes. I watch football, even with the Dolphins, and I'm nervous sometimes. There is nothing more nerve-wracking than when your team is in the baseball playoffs and one guy has full control over the course of the game on the mound, and they literally your mind has zero faith in them. You're sitting there on pins and freaking needles. I literally last night, it didn't matter if it was 6-1. Every time a batter got on base, I go, oh crap. I don't know about you if you feel the same way. I am sorry that your Yankees lost. And by the way, I like the Yankees. I feel like the team is not built for the playoffs, and I feel like that was a problem because Schittler did his job last night. The team is not going to cost them against the Dodgers last year. But no, man, oh man, like it's very nerve wracking. It's like I was on pins and needles yesterday, but I couldn't be happier for the group.
I'm with you. I mean,
it's honestly the best.
I get pins and needles with this Yankees team the whole time. It's great. And this is the thing with me. I love the Yankees. I grew up, Yankees Jets fan. My dad's from New York, so he grew up with Namath and Thurman Munson. I'm from Southern California. I hate every team in California with a passion. But I've never had confidence in this team. And even Schittler, when he went in, I was like, if he could give me 6 innings, 2 runs, which he should have done if Jazz made the play, which, yes, it's a tough ball, but you're an MLB second baseman. You should be able to do it. I was happy.
Look at Guerrero at first.
Where I go with the team, minus game 3, where they had a little, IKF does bobble the ball. I don't think he was in the right position to make that play. And Barnard drops the ball, which we saw it with Judge. That happens every out of 1,000 times. The guy's going to drop that ball. He dropped it there. That changed the game. At the end of the day, they were just the better team. They were better all season, and you definitely see the Blue Jays were the better team. They hit. They're aggressive. They get base hits. Very aggressive. They get base hits. I mean, Vladimir Guerrero, when I see him, Vladdy coming up, he's a chubby third baseman. And then you see him flying around to score from second. I mean, the guy and what he does defensively, first off, he played out of his freaking mind. This year, he was
9 for 17, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. I don't even have to look at the stat sheet.
Vladdy is 529, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. I mean, he's
9 for 17 for a guy in the 3-hole with, in theory, no real protection. For example, there's no protection. I love Kirk. I like Barger. We'll talk about that, but he has no protection.
No, nobody would be no protection like Judge.
Bichette's is protection. Look, Schwarber's up there. Schwarber's up there now and doesn't hit. And if Harper's there, Castellanos is there. Yes, Kirk's a ball player. Barger is a young up and coming. Barger wasn't on the team this year until training camp. He's new to the team. But anyways, I will tell you this right now. What you learned is momentum doesn't go. What I learned in this playoff series between the Yankees and the Jays, and we'll dig into it. is momentum doesn't change. Momentum does not carry from game to game, but one player, one play can completely change the course of a game.
Oh, yeah.
Because what you saw yesterday, just simple. Varlin was put in a tough position. Gas going against one of the best players in football, in baseball, one of the best hitters in baseball, period, for a very, very long time. And by this much, the guy hit a home run, but then said, "Give me the ball for the bullpen game." And that's moxie. That's moxie. A lot of people would like, "Oh my god, but that's what happens in baseball. It doesn't carry.
That's I mean, you got to be bullpen arm there. You just got to throw it away, and he got back out there, and they had the bullpen game. And I know you were nervous as hell for the bullpen game, but they did their job. You're not going to win too many games when you have 2 hits going in the 8th inning.
That's not even it. And also, you threw 3 times in the lineup. Schittler had 2 strikeouts against him. 2. He struck out 11 against.
That's it. The Jays have great bat-to-ball skills and a good eye, but they're aggressive. They knew what Schittler does. He's got a very good 2-seam, 4-seam with some life on it. Yeah. But the Anthony Santander at bat, and was it the 2nd inning? He got out, but he made 11 pitches.
The rule is that at the time when Santander completed his 3rd at bat, I think Schittler had pitched about 70 pitches or so, 75 pitches. 22 of them went to Santander. Santander almost had a third of the pitches. A third. He got on base once, but the other 2 didn't. But the man literally is a late swinging switch hitter who's still trying to find his bat because he's been injured all year. You could see how poor he was in the outfield when he was diving the night before. Like, he's just not the great outfielder. But at the same time, he cost Schittler, because had he gone through as a regular normal at bat that anyone normally takes, he would have. Schittler would have been gone longer. But you want to hear the craziest stat of the entire playoff for me? I don't know if you know this stat. 4 baseball games, right? 4 baseball games. The Toronto Blue Jays had 18 hits with 2 strikes. Ready for that stat? 2 strikes. Yeah. That is crazy. Every single player was clutch because almost everyone did it. They were 2 strikes, and if you look at the Jays, the way they hit, they're aggressive. Very often, they don't get to 3 balls. They're 0-2. They battle back to 1-2, 2-2. They have good eye for the baseball, and then boom, they get you with it. They get you. And they get and you don't know what's going to happen. Like, when you look at this. Like last night, no one would have thought that Miles Straw, that hit for a young guy who hasn't been in the league very long, to do that with your bat, to just leave it out there. He was completely flat-footed to extend that lead to 5-1. Or you have Nathan Lucas, a 10-year minor league guy, to show up the way he did, hit an opposite field hit that way, and then it was absolutely incredible. Ernie Clement, you think the stats for Guerrero? Ernie Clement gets hit in the back. I mean, obviously, young guy's not going to go. Obviously, I don't think that was intentional. But at the same time, 9 for 14. The man batted over almost 700 in the playoffs.
He's batted 643.
Yeah,
643
in a playoff.
And if I'm wrong, didn't Clement get cut by the A's?
Yes.
So I mean,
and defensively, you wish you had him where Chisholm was.
Oh, dude, I wish I had half those players. I mean, Lucas is 31 and ready to give up on baseball, and he had the biggest hit of that series. And what does he do?
Dream.
You know, Devin Williams looks good. The one thing that scared me, minus Vladimir Guerrero in the Jays lineup, is George Springer, because he can get going anytime. And
he struggled, but he's a leader.
Oh, he's a big time leader. But you saw what he did in Houston. He can, have a bad game, but one swing of the bat, and they really contained him. And he had the big strikeout and got Springer. What does Lucas do on the first pitch? Bam, right over the shortstop.
Yeah.
We bash it in New York fan. I bash a lot of Yankees players.
The Jazz play is exactly like Barger did. If you look last night, Barger was trying to be aggressive. Number one, kind of fell off on Game 3, made a very bad error, so I think that's why they flipped it, and they wanted the left-handed bat when the Durant came out. Problem was Barger was not ready for it. I don't think he was just a little nervous, but he tried to be a little too aggressive. Unfortunately for Barger, because he's more of a utility player who can play the outfield, he was trying to act like an outfielder. Schneider on that play where he dropped the ball, which changed the momentum of the game, that was Schneider's ball. But if you look what happened last night, Barger knew I'm not getting one of those balls. It's Jimenez's ball. Every single time he went to the foul line, they gave it to Jimenez because of everyone on that infield, Barger is the worst of the fielders. So let your guy, your $20 million guy you traded for in the offseason,
silver Gold Glover, not
silver
just a
Gold Glover.
The
silver Gold Glover, phenomenal. Like for what he doesn't do at bat, which he actually got a great hit last night.
Yeah,
he's phenomenal in the field. He's a silver Gold Glove guy. He's one of the top 2 or 3 defenders. Probably one of the, you could argue he's the best defender in the infield in all of baseball. You could put him up there. Like, he's that good. He's that good. Like if you look at that play that Guerrero made on the double play ball, that's a hard throw from first base to get back to first. Jimenez on a rope right back to him. Like if you ever notice, Jimenez does not underthrow Guerrero. Like he's just always in the right position at the right moment. And Jazz, unfortunately, that's been the coup of errors for I was at a Yankees game this year. Yes, Judge, a lot of his catches that he makes are on the move coming forward because he's really, really big. But Bellinger makes mistakes. Grisham just is just a decent player in the center, but Chisholm is never guaranteed. Volpe's never guaranteed. McMahon is your best defender in the outfield. Goldschmidt is not great. Rice is not great. Wells is not great. It's rough.
I will say Bellinger is probably our best defender. Obviously, a Gold Glover with the Dodgers, and he saved us a lot defensively. What he did in left field, minus Ryan McMahon, who is just nails at third base, minus what he does with the bat. Who did have a home run that one of our hits, which gave us a run. But Bellinger, I love Bellinger. I really like. Yes, he had a poor series, but defensively, what he brings is what the Yankees need. Is what was their downfall this last year is they don't play solid fundamental baseball. But I would like to see him back in pinstripes, and I really hope so. And I hope he loved his time there. His dad played on the Yankees, so he wants to be there. But knowing his year, he might get a big deal somewhere else. But, I mean, the thing with the Jays is they're not just aggressive, but especially yesterday, you get 2 massive hits from please, it won't pain you at all. You'll be happy if they sign Kyle Tucker. The thing with them, they got 2 massive hits from the bottom. They were getting hits from the bottom of the lineup with Clement and with Jimenez, who had 2 massive hits from the 8-9 hole, where, flipping that lineup over to Springer, which – really hurt. But I mean, it's the aggressiveness. It's yes, you had the bullpen game. They did their job. I thought they pulled Bieber a little early game 3, only going 53 pitches, but that's because he's
didn't have his command that game. But Duran didn't have his command there. But I think there's a yank there. Like even today, like Rob Thomas yanks. I don't like the fact that Roberts pulled Glass now at 77 pitches. I think that Suarez would have had another batter in him. Right now, it's going to the bottom of the 9th, and it's like you literally might lose a series on a walk, literally because of a bases loaded walk. Really?
That's 1-1 going into the bottom of the 9th.
You want to get something? Okay, we'll talk about signings throughout the playoffs at the end of the year. I'll do free agency too. But just to clarify, every year, if you notice with the Jays. Oh, they're in on Juan Soto. Oh, they're in on Shohei Ohtani. A lot of people say, well, they're not coming to Toronto because Toronto last year blew it. And they weren't good the year before, and they haven't been able to make it through the playoffs. You don't think? Number one, that they have some really great guys where they are. And are they going to re-sign Bo and all that kind of stuff? But at the same time, this team now is a market where you want to go play. If you look at the atmosphere, the way spread the news, baby, like we're going to the playoffs, and you hear the word Straw, Lucas, spread the news. Like the way Schneider acts like one of the guys, and he's the one getting the champagne on him and engaging in that way. The problem I think with the problem with what I like about Schneider's method of managing for the team that they are, because they're a bunch of like blue collar guys, a lot of them, is you look at Boone. Boone is not liked by he doesn't look like he's even liked by his own players. Cora looks a little. Cora is a returnee who's been a manager of the Red Sox before, and Rob's in the comments. He doesn't look that into it. But you could see with the backing that Schneider has, Walker looked like he aged 30 years yesterday as a pitching coach. They were constantly in connection. And then you have Mattingly, who I'm not a big fan of, but it's kind of interesting that Mattingly's on the other side. Because they were saying, oh, that was one of the best plays in Yankee Stadium since Don Mattingly, and Don Mattingly's sitting on the bench. But no, if you look at the way that they played, it's like next man up, right? Like you had Goldschmidt playing yesterday, but then him and Rice are different kind of players. But even with us, like if Schneider's not there, you put in Lucas. If Marshall's not there, you could put in. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to see if that was a hard hit by Muncy. There's now 1 out to the bottom of the ninth. You can win the series right here, one swing. You look at the way that you can exchange Marshall for Springer if you really had to. The fact that you can put Barger in the outfield. There's all these elements that you could just play around with. And I'm sorry for you. The one thing I was frustrated for you is the pitcher that the Blue Jays struggled with the most in the series. You only have one of them. The fact that you only had one lefty in the entire bullpen was a big problem for the Yankees this series, I find. And you guys would have had, I think, a little more stuff because Tim Hill's pitching was the only pitching that they truly struggled against in the series. Like they were able to find their on Camillo, on Duvall, on Williams, on all your different pitchers who came in relief. Bednar, they could find a way to hit them. They couldn't. Who else pitched last night? It was Cruz, and at those players we were able to hit off of. It was the one pitcher was in Game 3. Tim Hill had our number. It didn't matter if you're a lefty righty. That was a problem for you. Like I would have brought in Tim Hill again last time. You guys did. I mean, because you were worried about the lefty righty thing, and I didn't agree with that.
Don't get me started on Tim Hill because Game 1 he should have been in there. Not because I don't think Nestor Cortez was a good pitcher and might have been the better, but Tim Hill. My problem with starters going in as bullpen guys is they're not used to those situations. Yeah. So I'm like, yes, I know a lot of managers came out. Booney's like, oh, he was the best pitcher on there. I'm like, but you're putting a starter in a situation they're not used to. We don't see a lot of Madison Bumgarners. They're used to coming in a clean inning and then getting going. So you bring him in, not to mention the guy hadn't thrown for a month and a half. And I can yell about that series forever, and I probably won't. But Tim Hill's phenomenal. It came down to, and I think we're seeing a lot of different what baseball is going to now is we got really high into tech and the analytics, and the Yankees are big into the analytics. Is now we see a team like the Blue Jays who are next man up, and we're going to play hard baseball, good defense, or you see a team like we talked about with the Brewers, where these are big market teams, but they're aggressive. They play good defense. They play smart baseball. I'm like, that is the type of baseball that I love. I'm like, hey, that's a baseball player that I see on the Yankees. I'm like, okay, I see Aaron Judge, that's a ball player. I see Bellinger, that's a ball player. There's a few of them. On the Jays, I'm like, these are baseball players. I'm like, hey, we're going to work it. We got, Anthony Santa there who's been out all year. He gets an 11 pitch at bat. You work a count. So, I mean, it's the analytics are good, but I'm like, look at what the Jays did. Look at what the Brewers are doing. The Brewers don't have both those teams. Vladimir Guerrero is a big name, but he's not like
he doesn't play like a power hitter. He doesn't.
I don't. I'm not a fan of Joe Davis, but he said the best thing I ever heard. He goes, Vladimir Guerrero is a hitter with power. Yeah. I'm like,
oh yeah, he can hold the count with anybody. He's very, very patient. He just wants to get on base. He gets excited if Judge, if he gets eventually walked, is annoyed. Guerrero's never annoyed. But the way you're describing it, look at the series so far. Let's just take each series. Think of the Brewers and the Cubs. The Cubs have had their moments, but they have relied to get the leads and to do a lot. They rely on the home run ball. The Brewers are a small base or a team that are winning with hits.
Yeah.
It's going to go to bottom. Yeah, it's going to go to top. It's going to go to extras. It's going to go to extras. That's exciting. Strom came in, was pitched great. See, it didn't matter if it was lefty righty. Strom is a great pitcher. He comes in and he does the job. They don't have. I don't think they have barbers in Philly. All of them have long hair. It's hilarious. But look at that. Then look at the Tigers. Okay, El Maga shows up finally. Okay, El Maga shows up in Javi Baez, and you see Gleyber Torres and Riley Green and all that. And those guys, how did they win yesterday? Home runs. Seattle won with Polanco's home runs against Skubal. Raleigh hasn't been hitting well, but they're relying a little bit on the home run ball, but a little bit of mix. They're doing mixed, right? They're really mixing it up. You look at now the Phillies series. Schwarber last night, it was all about the home run. The Dodgers are playing a little bit more, have the home run, but they're mixed. But right now, a lot of the teams that are not being as successful or who are struggling in the playoffs, the Brewers and the right now, overall, in terms of actual playoff baseball, the teams that are showing the strongest ability to play in any game are the Brewers and the Jays because they're using contact, pitching, and small ball to win games. They're not doing it with the long ball. Guerrero's long balls have been to get games started, but they're not to win games. When they've extended the leads, or they're getting batters on base, like everyone was new, everyone was waiting. When the Yankees won 2 nights ago, it's because they relied on the long. It wasn't long draining innings; it was long ball. And also the problem with Game 3 for everybody, and I'm sure you experienced it as well as I did. The game was so long in the first 4 innings, it gassed you. Even as a fan, you couldn't wait for the game to be over because you felt like it took 3 hours to end the first 2 innings. The 4 innings, it was exhausting.
Like, can we not start these games at 8:00 Eastern time? Because by midnight, the game just ended, and it was 10. It was
too long. 10, yeah, it started too late. That's why I like this game with the Dodgers today, even though there was no one in the seats yet because it was only 3:08 in LA. Tried getting around LA at 3:00 in the afternoon, and it was kind of empty. But the fact that they're in LA right now, but they're in the 9th inning right now, and it's 7:56 for them. People could still go enjoy their evening. When the first game 1 and game 2, my buddy who was at the game, one of my best friends was he lives in Toronto. He was at game 1 and game 2. The game started at 4:08. The game's over by 7:30, 8:00. He can still get home, relax, still have a little bit of his night. Like here, for us, if these 8:08 games, you're exhausted. Last night, I watched every post-game interview. I was watching Fox. Like for me, I don't care. The funniest thing for me, and I'm sure you know where I'm going, on Fox Sports, the interview when he starts engaging with David Ortiz and he starts talking to him in Spanish, and then he goes, and when they start, and literally the look on Jeter's face and then Rodriguez's face, the fact that Guerrero has that personality to do the Yankees lose, and he doesn't even say it, he goes, the Yankee lose, and it was like, I was like dying. I was dying.
I don't remember. First off, my issue with Poppy, with David Ortiz, is I'm like, yes, I get it. You hate the Yankees, but you are now a commentator. You do have to have.
But he did choose the Yankees, by the way. He did pick the Yankees to win.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like you got to everything is like Yankees. I'm like, dude, you got to be a little unbiased now.
But that's a lot of reporters, right?
Like Pedro, who. I hated him as a player because he was very good. He is. I really like Pedro as doing baseball. Yeah, sure. I'm like, he's great. And it's just like, give me the good baseball stuff that I want to hear that you have that not a lot of us have.
Yeah, a lot of them are homers. A lot of them are homers. But I think they try. But that's the thing about Fox Sports. I think they're trying to do that dynamic, or you have a Yankee. And you have a Red Sox. They could take that. Watch Pardon the Interruption, and you see Michael Wilbon always rolling his eyes before. On the I-95. Red Sox and Yankees. Yada yada yada. You know what I mean?
I know you'll like this because I saw this because I know one of my favorite shows and probably your favorite shows is Front Office. You stink. You can sit on it and turn. This is George Costanza, extension 5964. I pray to no man. I'm like, but that's the thing. I get on Boone a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not I've been a big,
I don't like how he blew his challenges so quickly in game 3.
My problem with Boone, and I don't think that my problem is I don't think Boone has a lot of call on what to do.
He doesn't have sense for the game. He does not have sense for the game.
No, but the front office says this is what we're going to do. This is what our analytic team does. Yeah. And he doesn't – I mean, I think he makes a little moves here and there. Like he took Volpe out of the game. I think they love Volpe. Volpe is not a starting shortstop. He went 1 for 14 against the Jays with about, I don't know how many strikeouts.
Maybe half.
And I got Caballero on the bench there, who's just an ultimate gamer who creates havoc on the base path, who fouls off pitches. Yes, he's not a big name guy, but he gets it done. But the problem is Cashman and the analytic team have such a big influence that Boone doesn't get much say is my problem. And I think Boone has his issues. But I thank you, Brian Cashman. In my opinion, yes, you got us 4 World Series. You've been with the Yankees for 35 years, general manager for 27. It's time to leave. I mean, I'm sorry, just getting there in New York or getting there is not enough. And I think one thing with Hal, who is not George, is he's happy with that. Oh, we're making money. I'm like, no, this is the New York freaking Yankees. We win World Series. Just because you make it to the playoffs, you listen to Derek Jeter. He goes, they're like, hey, what was 2001 like? He goes, it sucked. Why? You guys we lost. We lost. That's the only thing that matters. So we lost the World Series in 2001. It was a terrible year. Even though we were a great team, you lost the World Series. I'm like, that's what. As a fan, for me, that's what I want. And I think they're just happy making the playoffs and having a big attendance and making a lot of money. And you're getting a lot of money from Yes Network. Now it's like Gotham. I'm like, Cashman, I think it's time to go. And Boone, I think if they go, both got to go and start over. The problem is they're both very good friends with their boys. Cashman, Hal, Boone, they're all boys. But I'm trying to bring it back on Boone because I know he's not getting the call. Anthony Volpe, I'm sorry, guy can't hit. I was watching MLB Network and I can't remember. It's the World Baseball Classic manager showing a split camera of Volpe in high school and Volpe with the Yankees, and he literally goes, Anthony Volpe, get back to this, and he's pointing to his senior year of high school hitting. I mean, like. What are your hitting?
That's like in football. When everyone keeps on referring to the fact that my quarterback for that football team, oh my God, look at him in Alabama. I go, that was 7 years. That was 8 years ago. Like, can we just focus on the present, the here and now? But no, I've never been a fan. There's a sense for me that Boone has outweighed his welcome there, and I think the Yankee fans are going to start to show it. Like the difference with they're going up and then go top 10 over. The difference with the Jays is that Schneider's been there for a number of years, but he's only been the manager for only a few. Atkins and Shapiro were already on the hot seat this year, but they completely flipped everything around. And so, but they haven't been there for 27 years. They've been there for 6 or 7. So there's a little bit of a different feel there. And the thing for the Yankees is that they have to think, what's not going to get me to the World Series or what's going to get me to the playoffs? Not what's going to get me to the playoffs, but what's going to get me through the playoffs. Because the way they were built in this series, and I watched it very, very closely, the team is not built for playoff baseball because you literally relied on the Jays getting you that first runner, and you were waiting for Judge to come up. And they could play around, and if it wasn't Judge, it wasn't happening. Yes. Chaz Chisholm hit a home run. Yes, McMahon hit a home run. Yes, there were moments where Stanton was getting on base and all that kind of stuff. But like, trust me, if someone told you tomorrow, I'm going to replace Stanton with a George Springer or a Nathan Lucas, I would too. Right? So
I literally said the best, and I said it to Bobby, I said it to Alex. The best thing the Yankees did for you as an organization is you traded Giancarlo Stanton to the Yankees. You got rid of that contract. I think Stanton had a great playoff last year. He did good this year, but I mean, like, He can't run. He can't barely play defense. He did a little this year. I'm 100. They're not built for playoff baseball. They're built on the home run. Teams like the Jays and the Blue Jays, when it's time to clutch up, they get a base hit. They work a count. I mean, you put the ball in play. What happened? What happens when you put the ball in play? Stuff like what we saw on Tuesday night in Game 3. You make a mistake, it changes everything. But like you said, and I agree, they're solely relied on the home run. You're wasting. I've mentioned it. We're wasting Aaron Judge, who is probably one of the best hitters we've seen in the last decade.
But he's frustrating to me because he controls too much of the team, right?
Oh yeah.
There's if you compare Vladimir Guerrero to Aaron Judge, there's a completely different mindset about how that guy plays baseball. But Guerrero does everything. He hits, he runs, he plays defense, he motivates his team. He's that guy when they hit a home run, or he's the first one off the bench. He's the last one at the end to give them a hug. Aaron Judge is the best player on the Yankees, but he doesn't make you feel like he's the true captain. He's not Derek Jeter.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
He's not. He's not. Like for me, the players of the 90s and early 2000s of this team are like the Bertie Williams of this world and the Derek Jeters of this world, the Jorge Posadas of this world. Those guys are not the player. Aaron Judge is a better baseball athlete than they are, but he is not a better Yankee than they are. I'm sorry. Because I will tell you this right now. The way this team is constructed, as long as it's the Aaron Judge show, and as long as it's I'm going to hit for power over the porch or the right field porch, and Aaron Boone is in charge, you're not winning a World Series anytime soon. There's too many teams in the American League. There's too many teams in the American League that are built differently. The Mariners are not going anywhere. The Jays aren't going anywhere. The Sox are developing. The Guardians did their job this year. The Tigers are good. The Astros just had an off year, but there's a lot. And wait till Athletics one day. One day when the Athletics are finally in Vegas and they actually have an established franchise and they don't have to get rid of half their players and play Moneyball baseball anymore, they're going to get good again.
So that's a team I'm like, give it 2-3 years. You have Jacob Wilson who struck out like 15 times in college total in 3 years.
Yeah,
and then you got
the farm system. They're the Expos of the 2000s.
Oh yeah,
they're the farm system for the rest of Major League Baseball.
Nick Kurtz, you got to make sure there's a pause between his name. Is the rookie of the year. Yeah. Actually, there's Max Muncy, not the Dodgers. Max Muncy, he's on the A's. I got to scout him in high school. Loved him, just a total gamer if he makes it. But if they can keep those young cores around, they'd be a team to watch. Yes, they're playing in a minor league ballpark, so you're not going to attract. Hey, Rob, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always fun. He goes to bed when Bobby goes to eat dinner. And guys, the reason why the graphic changed is Bobby probably didn't like the camera angle, so he snuck in before the show. I don't care. I like the other one. I felt this one a little weird. He didn't warn me. If the guy actually just tells me which one he prefers I use, I will use it. It's all good. All good. I'm pretty good otherwise. But no, to recap this series, if you look back at Game 1 and Game 2, Game 1, they were just ready. Gosman was ready to go, and Gil was not ready, and you guys, it was just the crowd, the ambiance, the 408 start. Then in the Game 2, Guerrero got it started. There was a feel there, but then the fear that happened, even though there's no momentum, our relievers let the bats go. Yusevich did his job. I know they want to save him for another game if they really need him. I would have kept him in there one more inning, but I know there's a little bit on the pitch count. But we let your bats go hot. Then I think the moment for this team, because they haven't been here together in Game 3, took the lead 6-1, but you're in Yankee Stadium. It was do or die. There was a lot more motivation, I think, for the Yankees. I think that one error just completely flipped it. That error doesn't happen. I think it actually ends in 3.
Yeah.
I think that could have changed the course of the game. Just the momentum of getting Judge up in that inning completely changed the momentum of the game. But no, in the end, it's the next man up. The pitchers who struggled in the playoffs as relievers, whether it was Louis Varland Whether it was Eric Lauer, who in mid-July was amazing and was actually a starter for us. Mason Fluharty, who was injured for most of the year, and the guy is completely the lefty. He finds that top top corner outside, like he pinpoints it. Sir Anthony Dominguez, who was my favorite. I wanted him to replace Hoffman as the closer a long time ago. Then you have Garcia. I feel bad for Rodriguez. Sorry, it was Yariel Rodriguez. Jimmy Garcia couldn't be in the belt. Yariel Rodriguez, how he came to get that big out. It's just a little comes in, and then it's just the way that they were just constructed. Had to play the 8 pitchers all came in the right exact moment, and that's what mattered. Every man. Whether you look at how good David Schneider played in Game 3 at the beginning of the game, Springer had his moments, but when you look at the Clements and the Lucases and the Varshalls and the Kirks, it never mattered who it was, and it was not about me baseball. It wasn't. Oh my God, we're waiting. You guys. That's the thing. If every batter posed a fear potentially for the Yankees, only Judge would face the fear. If McMahon hits a home run, whatever, we'll figure it out. Oh, if Jazz hits a home run, we'll figure it out. But it was only Judge. It was only Judge.
Every time it came up with when I'm like always like, oh, okay, they're getting a hit, and Schlittler did a phenomenal job, and I think he's going to be, what he showed from July on, he should be a very good pitcher. But it's just like there was no, like you just said, there's no, we're going 8-9. Yes, Jimenez is not the best hitter, but he came up with a huge knock, and they kept on mentioning it on Fox, and like a lot of those bullpen pieces that were huge were in the minor leagues.
Yep.
And getting called up, and they're playing massive parts. Another thing with the Yankees, and I think Hal needs to hear this, this is the second year in a row you've lost and a team celebrated on your field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I get it. You're getting good numbers. You're making a lot of money, but you're not winning. What's going to change? Or are we just happy getting there? And, I mean, it's frustrating being a diehard Yankees fan and live and die baseball. I love everything. I mean, I will be the first one to admit the Jays. That is a baseball team that when I think of baseball, that's a baseball team. They're aggressive. They get base hits. They're not just a home run and bust team at all. I mean, Dave Hopkins,
the hitting coach. Like, how often do they pinpoint a hitting coach? Like, I don't know about this. Like, how often do they literally zoom in on the hitting coach of a baseball team? Do you know you're doing something right when you're zooming in on the hitting coach?
It's just that's a baseball team. You get a hit when you need a hit. I'm going to put the ball in play and get a base knock. Okay. I'm going to play good defense. I'm like, that's the home run and bust just never got it done to me, and that's why I get frustrated. But I mean, as great as Judge is, we're wasted. As a Yankees fan, I'm like, you're wasting he's 6'7". There's only so many years he's going to be this great where he's going to win the MVP. At some point, his body is going to break down, and we've seen his body slowly. He's getting more hurt. He's huge. It's going to happen. Are we? I say we, and I know all fans do, and I'm like, what did I do? I also talked to Java about this, and he's like, dude, if you know the Yankees history and you live and die Yankees, go ahead and say we. So I'm like, okay. An MLB player who played for the Yankees said, you better know the history. If you just picked up the team, I don't know if you can say we have, which I know my Yankees history, but it's the live and die with the home run. It's leaving the bases loaded. I scouted baseball. I was a baseball scout. And nobody knows this. Austin Wells was a part-time catcher in college, and if you read his scouting report, it says probably more suited for a bench role and first base or outfield. And he's got massive holes in his swing. The thing is, it's like this. Let's lift the ball. I'm like, no, let's just choke up and put the ball in play.
No, but by the way, if you look, when you look, it's night and day. You look at what Austin Wells does behind the plate, and you look at Alejandro Kirk. When you go scout Alejandro Kirk, you don't think he's much of a ball player. But what this guy does behind the plate is absolutely incredible.
Like, he saved you guys a handful of times with just blocking the ball. And it's the lost art of baseball is the catcher that doesn't get enough, because he saved the Jays a handful of times just with the way he moves. The big 5'8" guy who, yes, waddles like a duck, but he moves pretty.
But even on the play, think about it. Judge catches that ball near the warning track. He timed his that for him to score to make it 4-5-1 on the Miles Straw hit. He timed that perfectly. Like he got there. Like there's actually a story. You're talking about the way he runs. There's actually a guy in Canada. He was on a Montreal radio station. Someone who was of my tribe, who was doing a show, and then they were showing how he made fun of about 4 years ago. He was still a young baseball player when he was 22, 23 years old, and he was making fun of Alejandro Kirk. And we literally because he was on TSN, which is the Canadian version of ESPN radio. Within 24 hours, because of the relationship TSN had with the Blue Jays, even though it was on a Montreal-based radio station, he was fired, and he was banned from radio. Like he was like a pariah for 4 years because of the fact that you're going after Canada's team and their catcher because of his weight, because of how he plays. There's that, like, you look at players like Kirby Puckett and Kevin Youkilis and Alejandro Kirk. You look at these guys, you want to know what? They do their job. They do their job. It doesn't matter what they look like.
My buddy from high school is a Dodgers fan. He's like, "What the hell are we doing? Are we just trying to hit a home run?" I'm like, "Just get on."
But that's why this game is. If this is the bottom of the inning and this is the Brewers or the Jays, the game is over already. These don't go to extra innings the way they play.
Oh, get out!
Like Schwarber looked like he was trying to kill the ball. This one, they looked like they're trying to kill the ball.
Just get the ball in play.
What you need to do is get a guy on base, steal a base, or at the beginning of the inning, get a man on base, sacrifice and fly over. And play small ball. You need to win this game by playing small ball. You cannot win this game with a home run. It will not get you anywhere. It just doesn't work anymore. By the way, I don't enjoy waiting for the home run. Like, it's enough already with the home runs.
I will say it, and I said it before. Schneider, I didn't know much about him, and I learned a lot about. I know what people say. Baseball manager, as a coach, probably has the least impact, but I like the way he runs the team. It's like this is a baseball team. Pat Murphy is the same way. And yes, I want the Yankees in the World Series every year, and I'm going to root for that. But as a pure baseball guy, if it is Jays Brewers, that is what I want. That's what I know baseball probably doesn't want that because they'll be like, hey, the ratings won't be good. But I'm like, as a baseball purist who loves the game, that's what I want. Two teams that can wake up every other organization, specifically my organization, that, hey, yes, you could stick with the home runs. That's fine. But realize in October, you got to play with some feel. You got to put the ball in play. And that's what you're seeing from the Jays and Brewers. And obviously the Brewers are playing right now only in the bottom of the first. And the Brewers are doing it with, one really good starting pitcher. But Yasevich, I was looking at the draft. Yasevich, which I'm a college baseball fan, which not a lot of people in the South are college baseball fans, not a lot elsewhere. Yasevich was one of the best pitchers in college baseball at Eastern Carolina. He fell to 20th. The amount of teams that passed him up, and I said, this guy just fell in the Jays' lap. He's going to be in your rotation for the next 10 years if you do right. I would literally sign Yasevich to a deal right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he fell in your lap at 20 as one of the best pitchers in baseball.
And the way he throws that knuckle change, he literally has an amazing mentor in Kevin Gosman, who does it just as it's unbelievable. They both pitch it like it's. By the way, just about John Schneider. John Schneider started off with the Dunedin Jays back when he was in his early 20s. He then switched to managing. He's been part of it in and out with the organization from pitching in the home run derby to Guerrero. He's been with the organization since 2008 in a coaching role all throughout. The man literally paid his dues. He's only 45 years old. He's almost my age. He's like 2 years older than me. but he's been with the Jays for so long. He knows these guys. He knows all of them. And that's what matters. He's one of the boys, which is like you just said, that he's one of the boys. He didn't have an association to Shapiro and Atkins. He's been with the organization for much longer than they have, but he earned his keep in every single role. And people, I don't think Don Mattingly will ever, he's like North Turner in football. He'll never be a good manager, but he's good to have on the bench because he's a former baseball player who understands the position and understands how to play baseball. Pete Walker is a great pitching coach, and they just, Baczynski and the Robles and the guys who have been there a long time at first base and third base. It makes all the difference in the world. I had a question for you. You probably know it before I look it up. When it goes to the ALCS or NLCS, can they expand their roster, or is it the same limit?
I think it's just 26.
So if Bichette's back, like if you're the Jays right now, I don't know if you know the lineup well enough for me, but you got to see the majority of them. If Bichette's ready, and let's say you want an extra arm as a fourth starter, I certainly if Bassett's ready, I'd bring in Bassett before I bring in Scherzer. But if you have to bring in those two guys, who do you cut? Brill, I think, would be gone in the league. Which player don't you play?
I think if Bassett is ready, you bring in the arm because you can never.
Yeah, and you can get Brill. You can get rid of Brill. Brill was not great in the playoffs. That's one. But if you bring in Bichette,
I really like Scherzer, Verlander. The same thing. They're names, and like we text, they're just names. Their name carries more weight.
What player did you see? Would you drop? You're not dropping here. You're not dropping Schneider. You're not dropping Lucas. You're not dropping Barshall. You're not dropping Springer. You're not dropping Santander because you paid him all that money. You're not dropping Barger. You're not dropping Clement. You're not dropping Jimenez. You're not dropping Guerrero. The only one I can think they can drop is Nats. Maybe they'll drop Ty Nats off the lineup and they'll bring in Bichette. That's the only two guys I can think of because I don't know who else they're going to bring. I don't know who they should cut because they literally not cut, but they keep off the roster. Like if you have Bichette and Bassett ready to go, like it's tough. Like how many players are you allowed in the playoffs? There's only 26.
I think if Bassett's healthy, you bring Bassett back because
the problem is Bassett's only good at home. He's not great on the road. So where do you play him? Because you can't play him in game 1 or 2 because that's Yasevich and that's Gosman. So that means you're going to put him either in Detroit or in Seattle on the road where he's not as good of a pitcher. He's a home pitcher.
I think you can never have enough good arms.
Of course, I'd bring him in a heartbeat.
That's it. My thing with Bichette, I think Bichette's great. But are you going to bring Bichette in? Or are you going to sit out? Barger was phenomenal in that series. You're not sitting down there any Clement.
Let's see who was last. Let's just see AL Division Series roster. Let me just read who it is. I want to see who they could bring in. I'm just going to pull up their roster, who they have for the series. Come on, where's the roster for the Phillies? Let's see the playoff roster. The announced period here. I'm going to pull it up. They got him out again. Wow. Let me just pull it up. It's so hard to find the rosters after that. Trying to find it. Here. Okay, so it's easy to pull out Brill. It's easy not to have Brill, but you have Barger, Clement, Jimenez, Guerrero, Isaiah Kanafalafa, Lucas Santander, Schneider, Springer, Straw, Varshall. And then you have Brever, Brill, Dominguez. The only person you can really take out maybe is Connor Falafa. That's it. Like he's the only guy who might get dinged because you can't take out Lucas, Schneider, Santander, Straw, Varshall. You need the arms you can put because you can move Barger to the outfield, or Barger you can move around. Schneider can actually play second base, worst case scenario for Isaiah. That's who it is. It's Isaiah and it's Brill.
Well, I mean, if you bring him back, you obviously move Jimenez back to your natural position. You put Clement at third.
Yeah.
You could put Barger. But the thing is, Bichette's not a great defensive shortstop.
But as bad as well. Problem is if you put him at DH at the beginning, that means Springer has to go in the outfield.
Yeah. So I mean,
Springer's fine. It's just he's lost a big step. He's not the same.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, is it Jimenez? Yes, he's a second baseman, but he's got a cannon still. And Bichette is there for his bat. He's not good defensively. He's like Trey Turner, who's looking like he's playing out of his mind at shortstop. He's been one of the worst shortstops in the last 6 years. He's terrible. But I mean, today he's playing amazing.
Yeah.
And did you see they brought in Jesus Luzardo?
Yeah.
Who's supposed to? I mean, I guess it's throw whoever you got right now. You got to win.
Yeah, anything to win. Now the advantage of for the Phillies right now is the fact that if they win this game, they can actually get a day off, right? That's the big thing. That's the best thing that happened to the Jays is the fact that tomorrow night you have today. I don't think they even announced who the pitcher is yet for the Mariners, but they're putting Skubal in on early rest, and so that's the big advantage for the Jays is that they don't have to face Skubal. Wu is not Wu. I don't know if Wu will be ready for the Mariners if they win. But overall, the Jays get a very advantageous game 1 and 2 because you're not if the Tigers win, you don't have to face Skubal in game 1 and 2 at home. That's huge. They're not going to silence the crowd with his pitching in that first game, in those first couple of games. Which is, who do you see as a more difficult opponent for the Jays in the ALCS? Is it do they want to see the Tigers or do they want to see the Mariners?
I would rather see the Tigers.
Shorter commute. I think the commute to go to Seattle.
Shorter, right? I mean, I guess
they could take a bus,
hop and skip. Right
they
there.
literally could take a ferry. They could take a ferry. They literally could take the ferry from Lake Ontario and literally take a boat to Detroit.
So, I mean, I just don't think the Tigers have the offense that the Jays do, but the Mariners do.
You have Raleigh, Polanco.
No, you don't have Raleigh. You don't have a Rosarina if he gets going, or
Rodriguez. Rosarina is one of those players because I remember from the Rays. Like he gets on base, he's the biggest pain in the butt in the world.
Yeah,
he's also.
But I mean, if they don't have Wu, who's been one of the best pitchers, that is a big loss for the Mariners. If you lose Brian Wu, which who knows if he'll be back. But I would rather play the Tigers just because when you lose, I mean, you have Skubal who won't be pitching if they end up winning because he's thrown on short rest, so he won't throw game 1 or 2.
No, he won't be ready till game 3 or 4.
And Casey Mize has been going 4 innings. You lose.
Flaherty is not the same pitcher this year than he was.
Flaherty's not the same. You lose talented phenom Jackson Jobe in the middle of the year, who's starting to look really good. They just don't have the rotation where you're looking. AJ Hinch is starting to throw his bullpen in the 4th inning.
You're going to get length from Yasevich. You're going to get length from Gosman. I think Bieber is going to. Bieber had his moments, but then you have they're going to definitely Bassett or Scherzer will be there, so you're going to have your 4th starter there, and they proved last night. Raleigh is a switch hitting catcher, but he's not Judge in the sense that you can pitch around him, and he's not going to kill you for it. That's the thing. He's had a great year, 60 home runs, but he doesn't fear like Aaron Judge does.
He batted. My issue with Raleigh
his average. No, Callie, look at his average.
260.
Yeah, that's awful for a guy with 60 home runs. The fact he batted 260, there's still a pole in your swing.
Well, my thing is people are like Judge Raleigh. Raleigh hit 60. I'm like, yes, he hit 60 home runs, but Judge hit 50 and batted 331.
Do you know what the average was for the Jays this year for their starters? What the overall average was? No. The runners in scoring position?
Probably
296.
Probably really good.
I just said 296.
Not surprising after what I saw.
How many players had George Springer? This is the first time he batted over 300. You know how many players were batting over 300 on this team or near it? Between Guerrero and between Bichette and between Springer, it was phenomenal. It was crazy with our stature with batters in scoring position. So, by the way, the only thing that frustrated me in the series, if I had to take out the biggest negative for the Jays, they struggled, especially last night, which kept the game too close for too long. They were 1 for 8 at one point with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
We left so many batters on base.
Yeah.
But then they woke up, right? They had their timely hitting, but that's a good thing because they're getting at least batters on base. But
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. If you're a casual fan of baseball, you probably can't name more than 3 players on the Jays. Now, I'm not a casual fan. Like, I know all these guys, but I'm like a casual fan. You're like, I know Vladimir Guerrero because of his dad, but you can't really. I mean, like, oh yeah, I know. A casual fan probably doesn't even know Kevin Gausman is, who was lights out in Game 1 with that splitter. And no one knows Yasevich.
No one.
And I mean,
no one knew who was at the beginning. No one knew who these guys were.
I mean,
yeah,
I did. I was college.
Yeah, you knew. But for example, someone didn't know who what's his name was. Braden Fisher was. Braden Fisher is a rookie pitcher for the Jays who came in, who has that really weird release where he pulls back. I don't know if you notice how Fisher pitches. He pulls back like a slingshot when he throws his ball. Like he comes up, but then he goes like this. And like he came in the bottom of the 8th inning and was phenomenal.
Yeah.
To get those 2 key outs. Right? For me, my biggest fear is Jeff Hoffman. Jeff Hoffman has good command and he's a veteran, but he makes me very nervous as a reliever. As a reliever, he makes me very nervous. Thank God we had a 4-1 lead at the time. Because I knew he was going to give up a run. But no one wants to win this game.
Well, yeah, Will Smith has been hurt.
Also, if you look at the amount of runs the Jays scored, what was it?
Oh, insane. They put up, 6 in Game 1, 13 in Game 2, 6 last night. I mean, it was just
5
good.
Last night, 6. It was smart baseball. But you're putting up runs and you're doing it the smart way. Nothing was truly.
I'm watching this game right here with Luzardo, and I told Bobby at the beginning of the year, he said, how are the Marlins going to be? I'm like, if they keep Luzardo, I think they could actually be pretty good. They ended up being pretty good because, I mean, I like their young guys, but I'm like, if you see Jesus Luzardo, if you add him in that rotation, the Marlins would have been could have been a playoff team, which they were still almost a playoff team, only 4 games.
Yeah, the Cubs have already taken the 3. This is like a home series. The Cubs have already Ian Happ hit a 3-run blast in the first inning. Top of 2 for the Brewers, 3-0.
I want to know, can these guys hit in Milwaukee though? Because yes, they're getting killed. They're killing right now.
Milwaukee. That's the thing I said to people. It doesn't matter what the Cubs do at home. They're not going back to Milwaukee and winning.
And Milwaukee's doing it. Brandon Woodruff. I don't even know if he made the roster.
Oh, that'd be a man on 1st and 3rd with 2 outs.
Muncie just got. I'm a little behind you. I hate both teams.
I know.
I do not.
I don't like the way that they're constructed.
I
don't like the way that they are relying on the long ball, and honestly they buy their team. Like when they're outspending the Yankees, the Dodgers, it's a little much for me.
Well, they're lucky that everybody,
every Japanese pitcher that wants to pitch because Ohtani is there comes.
My thing is that the Japanese pitchers, I'm like, I want to go to Ohtani's there. I'm like, you don't want to be the first, you want to be with Ohtani. I want to be like, yes, I idolize this. I love him, but I want to be my own guy. Yeah. I want to dominate somewhere else. I don't want to be the
number. What's up with Ohtani in the playoffs, though? People see Ohtani sucks in the playoffs. The guy struck out 17. What was he? I think he has 7 strikes. He was 1 for 11, 7 strikeouts.
He's been flailing after that 1 home run. He's been terrible. He started off the series against.
He's trying to kill the ball. He's trying to. He should remember the guy. Didn't he hit wasn't he 30 for 30 or 40 for 40? He was 40 for 40 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
He wasn't good last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's right now I don't know who they're bringing in, but Phillies 1-1 1st and 3rd, 2 outs.
It's a big out for this guy. Oh man. All I can say is baseball playoffs. Baseball is something else.
You're on pins and needles.
Oh, for sure. The only thing that's actually nice about watching the Dodger game right now is Mary Hart left already. I don't know why she already left.
Well, yeah. Why do I have to see Marlins man at every single game?
Yeah.
He's behind the plate. I'm like, you don't care about any team. And then
some of these fans
he's got his hat like this, looking. I'm like,
I don't understand the fans that just sit there and it's like, put the real fans behind the plate.
Well, the problem with the Yankees is they have the Yankees club.
Yeah.
And it's like expensive as hell, and the food amazing. And they serve like lobster tail and steak. So people half the time are sitting back there because they got TVs. I'm like, I'm not spending probably $1,200 plus to go eat food. I'm like, give me a hot dog and a Coke.
I'm going to a baseball game to eat to be at a baseball game. I'm not going there to wine and dine. I thought, why do I go to a baseball game?
Give me a hot dog, a Coke, or a beer, and I'll sit there and watch the baseball game. That's baseball.
Kirkering is in. What do you like? Do you like the old school Philly uniforms?
Oh, the powder blue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only picture Mike Schmidt. Every time I picture those, it's Mike Schmidt. It's all Mike Schmidt. Because even in the 90s, they didn't wear this stuff.
What we got?
Oh, God. It's PK. Of all the players to face. By the way, of all the players, that's a killer in the playoffs.
Yeah, right now. The guy turns it on in October.
Yeah. Like he does more than Ohtani.
Ohtani's
literally they're one pitch away. Ooh. I'm telling you, how often, even as a fan, because of now they give you the target, and now with the robo-ups coming next year, like everyone is judging. Did that hit the corner? Did that hit the corner? All that. It's all judgment. Oh.
The amount of that was close, but the amount of angles, and they're like, hey, they'll go up and be like, I called that a ball. I'm like, oh, that hit the corner.
Yeah. This is no doubt. Ooh, that was a great sweeper. He's chasing. By the way, that's how they got Judge last night, in the key moment. You have to keep it low and out. You have to keep it low outside and very, very soft. I don't care if it's a changeup, if it's a sweeper curve. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to.
Oh yeah, he'll reach and.
Yeah, gotta make these guys reach.
Game 3, Castellanos. That guy's got a trailer on his back.
Oh my! He makes Kirk run fast. He makes Kirk run fast. The Castellano is like, it looked like he's literally carrying 25 pounds of bricks on his back. It's hilarious.
And I didn't know why they were bunting there. I'm like, let Stott swing. Yeah. No outs, man on second. And the Dodgers are
can't move that guy over. Bring in a pitch runner if you think that you want to do that.
That would have been Bader, but Bader has the hammy, which would have changed.
Came in and hit. Yeah, but at one point he came in and hit, right? He got a key hit.
Yeah, he got a base hit. Yeah.
But no, this is nerve-wracking. I don't think this is playoff baseball. But even then, I don't see that. Even if whoever wins this, if they have to face the Brewers, they're going to run into the same problem that the Yankees did against the Jays.
Yeah.
He's only, by the way, he's only going to throw him sweepers. He's only going to throw him sweepers.
After you see him flail like that, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why would
Now, oh my God, you have Mookie Betts.
No, it's Paganis or Pagas or what I have.
Oh, Paganis, okay. Sorry. The guy looked like Betts.
I mean, like, why wouldn't you like go when Gosman was throwing? I'm like, why wouldn't you just keep on throwing this pitch? You're making the Yankees look like fools, and then Yusevich does the same thing. I mean, like, you've noticed they can't hit it. Just keep on going, and they made it. I mean, like, the amount of people on the Yankees team that flail. I mean, it's just like no command of the zone, and that's why I love Soto. I mean, I know what people. I mean. I hate him.
He didn't help the Mets this year. You're okay with that?
Yeah, I'm glad that. But I mean, he still batted like 280. But like he has a great command of the zone. You know, where he has great plate discipline that the Yankees don't have. Now he has a lot of flaws in the outfield, but the plate discipline, and that's the thing with the Brewers and the Jays, is they have plate discipline, and then they jump on the pitches. Like we texted on, was it Saturday?
Yeah.
The amount of hits, it's just no home runs. Oh, double. Oh, ball over the second. I mean, and no home runs whatsoever.
Yeah, you guys weren't moving people over in the Yankees. I never see you guys. Okay, we're gonna get this guy on base. We're gonna move over to second. We're gonna We're going to sacrifice bunts. We're going to nothing. There's no small ball.
And I think this is also a problem. Do people teach hitters to bunt anymore?
No.
Because the amount of guys I've seen try to bunt.
Oh, sure. Oh, my God. He should have thrown the ball to first. He just cost them the series. He was hit right to the pitcher. And instead of throwing it to first, he tried to throw it home and he error and throwed it. Why would you throw that to first?
Oh, my God. That is so bad.
How do you not throw that ball to first?
That is so bad.
No, but how do you not throw that to first? He had time to throw it to first. He froze. Go watch that play again. Even if he bobbles the ball, he had time to get it to first.
You guys are a rookie too, so That is terrible.
How can Pagas be happy with that hit? That literally all he had to do was pick up the baseball and throw it to first. Why is that? Look at this. Pick up the ball. Throw it to first. Throw it to first. He wouldn't have had him out at home anyways. Throw the ball to first. Where was he throwing it?
Why? I mean, first off, that's not knowing the situation.
No.
You got 2 outs. You got to just throw it.
Throw the ball to first. He will puke his guts out for the rest of his life. Oh, the Dodgers didn't deserve that. Oh, my God. Oh, I can't watch the Dodgers. They make me sick.
I got what are the right here?
Turning this off. I can't watch the Dodgers. They make me sick.
I got my one of my colleges on. I had so many Canadian guys on the team. Half our team was Canadian, and they're like most of them were from British Columbia, Langley.
Yeah, because they come out west. Right?
Yeah. Well, no, this was in North Dakota.
Oh, North Dakota.
But they were from Langley, British Columbia, and they were all. Was it Brett Lowry?
Yeah.
Who played? I think he was with the A's.
Yeah.
He played in a lot of the guys they played. It was called like the Langley Blaze, and they were all nuts about Brett Lowry because he was, hometown guy. A couple guys from Toronto, one from Thunder Bay, I think it was.
Yep.
Which has a very good college summer league team in the Northwoods League up there in Thunder Bay. That is a terrible way to lose.
Yeah. Oh my God. The guy, but it's so Phillies, right? Phillies always like, but no, the Dodgers.
Their window's closing too.
Yeah.
Their window's closing.
Yeah.
It's closing. It's almost close. I was like, if the Phillies got to win, it's now. It's getting smaller and smaller with their players, with that. But I mean, I'm on the Brewers. I'll root for. I'm a baseball fan. I'll root for. I don't root for other teams, but I'm like you're the same way. I don't root, but I'm like at the end of the day, I root for the Yankees, but I also like to see a good baseball. Like I'll watch playoff baseball. Even my teams, I'll watch baseball. I like seeing baseball. But my thing,
not the Dodgers, not the way they just won.
No, that's terrible. The Brewers and the Jays is I was never a power hitter. I was the slowest slap hitter, but I bugged the living crap. I had a catcher.
I can hit the ball because I'm 6'3". I'm a big guy, but I always tried to place the ball.
I could never tell with just sitting there. But
when I had to pick up Bobby, when Bobby met me for the first time, he always saw me sitting. He knew I was a big guy, but when I stood over him like that, he goes, "The bouncer's here to pick me up."
I had a catcher in college. We were playing like a fall ball game, and we're playing a scrimmage. And he goes, "F you, Morgan." I go, "Why?" He goes, "You just fouled off 6 pitches, and then he got a base hit, and I'm sitting here for another at bat." I'm like, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like to annoy a pitcher.
For sure. Anything to no, but that's how you do it. That's what killed you guys last time. Like I said, Schindler pitched great, but even no matter what hit he gave up for the 2 runs, his biggest problem yesterday was Santander kept him in there for 22 pitches over 3 at bats.
I don't think we see enough of those guys like we see with the Jays.
Extending at bats. You don't realize what that. Even if you get out, even if you strike out,
it's a good
pitcher. To extend the pitcher to a 7 to 10 pitch at bat is ginormous.
But then what he did is he's helping out his guys behind him. I'm seeing pitches. We don't, and that's the problem with the Yankees. And you've said it, and I've said it. It's home run or bust, and that's how we're going to win the game. And it's just they're not built for it.
No.
It was great, a solid year. It's not a great year because you lost. You didn't win the World Series. You lose Garrett Cole, but it's just the bullpen was terrible all year. Tim Hill is phenomenal. Looks like he's a 45-year-old man, but
oh my God, he looks like he's like ancient. Give me my father.
He's like 34.
It's the mustache. It's the way he looks. He looks like a 1980s. Well, if you look back on it and you look at the batters and the players from the 80s, which Tim Hill looks like, all those players did not look like they were in their 20s. They looked like they were in their 50s playing baseball. They had the skill, but the look of their face, it's the look, it's the mustaches, it's the presentation of them is the reason why they don't look.
But it's Heel didn't get it done. That was my one worry. If they did win Game 4, I'm like, who are you going to throw? You're going to throw Max Fried on short rest, who did not look good Game 2.
We had Savage and we had Gosman.
Yeah, and then you're going to throw Heel, who hasn't looked good for a while. I'm like, talk to my brother who's played college ball too, but he's like, they're not, even if they win Game 4, they're not winning 3 games in a row against this team. No way they're beating in Toronto. And that place, like we said, I love it. I'm glad the roof is open. I think that's I'm not a huge fan of the dome, but like to go back to when the Jays and the 2015, 2016 Jose Bautista teams, when they had that roof closed, and it is just like reverberating around everything after Jose Bautista, hits that home run, and it just goes nuts in Toronto.
Yeah.
But I like it open. I think I've seen games. I'm here in Tampa area. Tropicana is the worst baseball experience I've ever been at.
I know. No, but the Olympic Stadium could be at the same level.
It's terrible.
I know.
They didn't. It was surprising. The Rays always say they won't have an outdoor stadium. One of the reasons is because they'll have too many rainouts. You know how many rainouts the Rays had this year? 0.
Yep. It's a messed up fan base there.
Oh, it's never. Yeah, it's too many snowbirds coming down from your area, coming down here.
Yeah.
But they find a way to win.
Yep.
They produce very good ball players, and have a good.
But also, if you look back on it, the problem with their manager is the World Series game. How you take out Blake Snell? How Kevin Cash took out Blake Snell? And after 4 innings in the World Series, you need that win, and you go to your analytics. Unbelievable, unacceptable at every level. Not acceptable.
Yeah, they got a new ownership group with the Rays now, so hopefully they can spend a little more money.
Yeah.
They sold the team, and hopefully they get a new stadium and stay in Florida. But I don't know. But right now, 3-0 Cubs, first and second, 2 outs. I know you're a little ahead of me. unfortunately I have to stream because of where my outlet is for which drives me freaking nuts. I hate streaming. But I mean, it's like it's the condo I live in. It's designed so poorly that the the biggest wall where you put the TV, the outlet for cable is like on the other side of the house. So I'm like, do you want to run a wire all the way through the house?
You do it above the top, but it's like
it's such a bad look.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm like, this so poorly designed in that flaw. But I can't complain because it's very nice condo, and I got lucky. I won't complain there, but I mean, I think the Cubs are very, they're home run centric too.
Yeah, between Sasaki and Ian Happ and Kyle Tucker and that group, Michael Bush. But also, Boyd has to have a good game today. But don't sleep on the Brewers. The Brewers can come back in a heartbeat.
100% don't sleep on
Wrigley Field. But Wrigley Field also carries its own stress, right? It's not an easy place to play at night.
No, 100%. And everybody's on their feet the whole game, basically.
Well, the seats are very uncomfortable. I'm sure the seats are probably 100 years old there. So
it's like at Fenway. I sat in Fenway, and I'm like, I'm sitting on wood.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, it's historic, but like it is terrible. And you're like, everybody's this big. But I mean, I know who I said who I think you would rather play. Who do you want? Who would you rather face?
The Tigers in a heartbeat, because with Tigers, number one, will be a rivalry with a couple of people that I know. One, I want the short commute to go to Seattle. To carry that over is exhausting. You're changing time zones. You're adapting. Here, you could essentially almost sleep in your own bed after game 2, and literally leave the next day and take a bus. You literally like a puddle jump. You get on a private jet. You literally you're there in like 40, like half an hour. Like literally not even like 20 minutes on a plane. Yeah. It's like literally nothing, and you're there. So no, I want a more of like a 990. But that's why it was always competitive between the Yankees and the Red Sox. Because literally you're up and down, like you're there in an hour. Like that's when you play close to each other. The rivalry, it feels better baseball. When you have to go across country, I'd rather face the Tigers. I think the Tigers there have been a run trick pony with Skubal, and like you said, Mays has not been great, and then Flaherty has not been great. Almaga and Torres and Green, they're hit or miss. Carpenter, you bring Carpenter up. Honestly, you just throw him high inside fastballs. He'll swing at them like crazy. And I'm not worried about Kerry Carpenter in that sense, even though he's been a killer in the playoffs sometimes. But no, I have zero fear of facing the Tigers.
I mean, I will say, even if you do play the Mariners, there'll be a lot of.
But Mariners scare me. The Mariners scare me just because of the distance in the series.
There'll be a lot of Jays fans because it is so close, and it is.
Yeah, they'll cross the ball. Like, it'll be insane. It will feel like
it's right there, and it's the only team.
And Comerica Park is a better field in the sense for us, like it's a very, very big ballpark. So it actually caters more. Like it caters, I find more for them that it's not as big of a home run park as everywhere else.
Well, both of them aren't really. I mean,
exactly.
It's not safe.
I'm just saying that for the Jays. The Jays are the Tigers are closer to the Yankees than the Jays are to the Yankees. That's what I'm also getting at, right? You have Max Fried and Tarek Skubal. But the hitters, they're relying on Baez to wake up in Torres. They don't have that bat like Judge, but but the thing is, they're relying on someone getting hot in that moment. The Jays are dangerous 1 through 9.
I think the Mariners.
You pick Parker Meadows. Like if you actually do their lineup 1 for 1, the Jays have more. You rather have the player that the Jays has in that spot than the Tigers have in that spot. Everywhere,
I think
down the lineup.
The Mariners pitching staff, even minus Wu, and if you add Wu, scares me more than the Tigers.
100%. The Mariners have a different feel. Also, the last time the Jays struggled in the playoff, they played the Mariners.
I think Tarek Skubal and the Tigers, the only person who scared me, get you a win. That's about it.
And by the way, Let him, and if he wins one game at home, I'll take it. I just don't want him to, because if you do the math, it's 2-3-2. If you want to face Scooble, you're going to get him at home. Maybe game 3, and then you get him at home. So you basically only have to face him at home in game 3 and maybe game 7. That's it. So the Jays do their job the rest of the series, and they're only facing Scooble likely once. Versus if he was ready for game 1, how the Tigers closed it yesterday, you might face him in game 1 on short rest, and then maybe game 4 or game 5. Like you're putting yourself in a great position.
Well, they couldn't close yesterday. They couldn't close it yesterday.
No, I'm just saying that because Scooble had a bad game. Polanco hit him twice in that game.
Yeah. But that's the only guy that scares me on them. I'm not their lineup, even though the Mariners have more pop, their lineup scares me more than than the Tigers with Riley Green, who is a solid young hitter, but he has his moments. Javi Baez is going to be swinging out of his ass against the Jays.
He's going to be over. He's going to be over.
Because I watched I watched that team. You're telling me Gosman's not going to be like, hey, here, go fish, Yusevich, go fish. Yeah. There's no plate discipline. He swings out of his ass. Gleyber Torres has his moments.
You don't miss him being again. Would you have rather had him at second last night than Jazz Chisholm?
I'd like his bat.
You didn't like him as a defender in New York? What were your thoughts of Gleyber when he was a Yankee?
So my last thought of Gleyber was game 1 of the World Series, and Teoscar Hernandez hit the ball to right field off the wall, and then Juan Soto, who can't play defense, tried to go catch the ball, and then instead of him feeling for the wall and going to sit back and make the play, catches it here, throws the ball off the base, and Gleyber Torres flails at it, and then it gets first and third, and they score a run where Gleyber, I'm like, get off the bag and block it, because the Yankees should have won that game. My problem, he's a okay defender. His bat is, yes, he had that hit to left field that ended up being a ground rule double. But one of my problems with him was when they traded for Jazz, they said, you might have to play third. He goes, no, I play second base. I'm a second baseman. Chisholm at least came in and said, I just want to play. I want to win. I'll play wherever you put me. So, I mean, would I take his bat right now? Yes. Would I take his I think Chisholm has his flaws at second, but he's a better defender. But I don't know what the Yankees are going to fix. I think they get Volpe. They got a George Lombard Jr., very high prospect. I think you got to put in a Caballero at short, wait for Lombard, or pick up like a middle, a good guy who could play defense who's not going to be there long term and wait. Volpe might be better suited for a second base because his throws were. He doesn't have the strongest arm either.
Yep.
No. But I mean, there's a lot of things you got to change. The swing and miss has to drop down. I think as a fan who loves baseball, if you want winning baseball, you've got to. Yes, you have more stars on the Yankees, more names that are going to bring people in, and the casual fans are going to love. But if you watch and you actually know the game, the difference was this. The Jays were a fundamentally sound team that had one or two bad plays, but for the most part are a fundamentally sound team. And that's what wins in October, not home runs. It's being fundamentally sound.
And these caps are good luck.
Yeah.
Have you noticed it? So they brought them back, I believe, at the end of they brought them back in the Tampa series.
Which you don't really see the two-toned caps like those.
But they brought them back. They brought them out of the box of the cobwebs after they were struggling against the Red Sox, and they brought them back, and it was like they've been winning ever since.
So I mean, it's just that's the difference between the Dodgers and the Yankees last year was they were fundamentally sound. The difference between the Jays and the Yankees is, first off, they just hit. They hit the ball. They make contact. They hit the ball. They find the holes. But they were fundamentally sound. Now, Game 3 was probably won't happen like that. Same thing with Judge dropping that ball in Game 5. Barnard probably won't drop another one for another 70 games like that, if not ever again. It just won't happen.
It's also a play where if it was the playoffs, he's a rookie in the playoffs. You know this fundamental baseball, and you know this from any time. The same way the center fielder controls the outfield, that ball, when you're backing up and a guy's coming forward, it's always the outfielder's ball.
That's it. Get the hell out of the way. I'll go out.
I blame Schneider more than I blame Barger, because Schneider should have called him off.
You go out until you get called off and you get the hell out of the way. And the outfielder, it's a lot easier to catch the ball coming in than running like this. This was a great take.
Unless you're Jim Edmonds, who used to do everything over his shoulder, or I'm telling you, you can easily just see it. In the playoffs, and this is why they got him. Now his bat has woken up, but I remember when they traded, what's his name, Gurriel Jr. for Darton Varsho. Darton Varsho in the outfield. You look at the guy as a human. When you walk up, that's a center fielder, sort of like Jim Edmonds. Like, the man is never away from a baseball.
Yeah.
Like, he's always in position. He is one of the best defensive outfielders I've seen in baseball in the last 10 years. The guy is always in position. You never see him struggling to go get a ball. Ever. He's always there.
Want to hear? So I used to go. My buddy, I've known since first grade.
When you were in Arizona, did you ever see him play in Arizona when he was
Jim
at the
Edmonds?
No, Marshall.
No, I was in California.
Or is California?
But what'd you say?
No, nothing. But no, when he was in Arizona, that's what I knew about him, is that he had a great. I wasn't worried. When they got him, I was happy to get him for his defense, not for his bat. Which is what the Blue Jays were good. They developed the bats on these players, but the defense is key, because defenses win championships, like in any sport.
I was watching. Still love this baseball. Angels in the outfield.
Oh, I love that.
And was it Knox is like, he's talking with the owner, and he goes, I can't win with these guys. And he goes, we're going back to tomorrow. We're going back to the fundamentals in the middle of the year. He's like, you guys we're going back to the middle of the year. Yeah, fundamentals. I'm like, yes. My Jim Edmonds story. I used to go to Dodgers Angels spring training with my buddy, who was, his dad was a Giants fan, and so we do, and he was an Angels fan, so we do both. And Jim Edmonds was with the Cardinals. Some guy brings up a Jim Edmonds picture when he was with the Angels, and he goes, "Can you sign this?" He goes, "No, I'm not with that team anymore."
That's funny.
I used to coach my first year coaching high school baseball. I coached Garrett Anderson's son.
Oh, did you? That's cool.
He's huge. Didn't want anything to do with baseball.
Oh yeah, they're all. Some people you think they're these great guys, they don't.
No, he was a really tough.
No, with the fans, like, certain people are not the most.
He was a very nice guy. He just was like, I played. I don't need to get back into the game. I just want to be a dad now. I'm like, all right. But, like, he took his son off the team, like, 2 times because his grades dropped. So I was like, hey, that's impressive for a former guy. But he even, like, the next year he had to coach, and he would refuse to wear baseball pants. He's like, I'm not wearing them anymore.
We'll see what happens to the Cubs. But that thing about the Cubs, though, the Cubs and the Brewers doesn't get you don't have that sense. I go watch that game right now. So that's the thing about the Yankees, though. That will give you. The Yankees are on TV. You know there's going to be drama. Like, the Yankees and the Cubs. It's a good series. I love baseball, but it's like I was more into like it was not. There's that sense that like okay, it's more for the Wrigley factor. I guess it's just because the way the series has gone.
You know, also, when
the way the series has gone, it hasn't been
the way when you're playing the Yankees, it's I want to and you saw it because I know Rob was on Twitter all the time, like saying something, and I'm not a big Twitter guy or X, whatever it's called now. Like, I just don't like it. I've had too many people who a guy I used to scout with would get into Twitter beefs.
Yeah.
Twitter,
well, people do it all day. I use it for really just to browse and then to retweet for the shows and all that.
Yeah.
But people go like, "Why aren't you so active on Twitter?" I go, "Because this is where I'm active."
Yeah.
And by the way, you're more of a person, more of a man, and more of a woman, and you're more of a person if you come and show your face. A lot of people who I get into it with in the comments, well, I never get into it, but they come at me, they go, "You're negative," or "You're this." I go, if you want to tell me how I am, come tell me to my face. It's really easy to be behind a computer screen typing than to come on and talk your sports and all that.
I had a guy who was like the head of scouting for my company I work. We had the owner tell to us, don't say anything because he's getting into a Twitter beef with a club coach. Literally back and forth. He played like freshman baseball, so he had like he had like a really like didn't play baseball, so he had this going from he's getting into a full 3-day thing on Twitter. My brother who now works for Fox, he used to work for Mile High Sports with what was it? Who's the Ben he's a big
Ben Albright.
Ben he was him and Ben Albright used to do a show for Mile High Sports, and Ben really played the game and got big. But he literally said something about Peyton Manning his first year. And someone literally said, "Joe Morgan, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're an idiot." My brother said, "Come say it to my face if you want to talk. Say it to my face." It's, like you said, it's easy to sit behind a screen and say something and not that, and you never have to see him. Like we did the pregame show, which I had a great time. I know, you guys are all Dolphins fans.
But I'm a Dolphin, but I'm a realistic Dolphin fan.
Like I hate the Dolphins. I'm a Jets fan. You guys all hate the Jets, but I had fun. We're just talking sports. Yes, I hate your team, but you're all good guys. And like the Jets lost the game. I told Bobby, I'm like, yeah, I'll come on. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come on. I'll come on after for a little bit, but win or lose, I'll come on. I'll show my face.
I'll never be. Sports for me, I'll be more mad about my team's performance. I'll never be mad at somebody coming after my team for their performance because I used to be this big bandwagoner and very protective of my teams. Trust me, I literally every time like I said in this series, there was one pitcher I never wanted to see in the playoffs. Every time I see him, I literally go like this. It's like that. If you're a Simpson guy, if every time that Homer wants to squeeze Bart's neck and it becomes like that, like this, I go, every time I see Jeff Hoffman on the mound, I go, what does John Schneider see in Jeff Hoffman that I don't?
Yeah.
Because this man has given up so many home runs in key moments in the season, and I go, I just don't trust him.
After one episode, I'm like, yeah, he doesn't like Hoffman, and but I'm not a Simpson. So my dad is from New York, dry, him and my grandfather, very dry humor.
So he likes Curb.
My dad's not a Curb guy, but like he's a Seinfeld. He was on Seinfeld,
big Seinfeld
when it started.
Yeah,
like he put my grandfather on it. He was like, we can watch Seinfeld. You can watch Seinfeld or Simpsons, and he's like, we're watching Seinfeld. I'm more of a Seinfeld guy too. Obviously, I'm Constanza, but at the same time, it's like if that's the moment I have, I'm just trying to reenact that moment where every time he got mad at Bart, he would squeeze his neck. That's what I feel about Jeff Hoffman. Like the man literally gives me like heart palpitations. I go like he's about to throw something stupid. Like he's just about to make a boneheaded move. He's like he's like in NFL bend not break, and he bends to the point of like it's frustrating for me to watch. I get my
he's experienced.
My worst was every time first time I went to Yankee Stadium, 07. every time I saw Kyle Farnsworth come in, I'd go, "Oh no, please not Kyle Farnsworth." It's so bad.
Yep.
But my team, I barely watch it. I watch Curb is a show I love. I love Seinfeld, Curb. Everybody loves Raymond, King of Queens, Veep. It's just, and Leah Remedy is probably better than Kevin James. Who's throwing tomorrow?
For the games?
For the Mariners.
Mariners, they hadn't announced it yet. Until this morning, I'll look now, but I know it's Google, but they hadn't announced it yet. Huge decision, game 5. They haven't predicted yet.
Who did they throw game
Google.
1?
No,
Kirby, maybe?
Maybe, but they haven't announced it. No one knows.
Oh, it's Kirby.
Is it Kirby for sure?
Yeah, they got him on.
Yeah.
Should be a good matchup. What time's it?
Kirby, you have to be very smart on when to pull him.
Nice 8
goes good. But there, by the way, even if Scooble struggles at the beginning, he's going to go. They're going to let him get out of trouble. Unless it's like, if even he gives up a home run in the first inning or gives up 2-3 runs in the first couple innings, they're going to keep him in there for length. They don't trust anybody else in their bullpen. They rather have Scooble on.
I wouldn't. I trust. That's the only guy I trust on that team.
Exactly.
Do you see this Giants-Eagles score?
It's a tight game from what I saw before.
Giants are up 10.
Oh, it was close before. Good. Yeah. By the way, I was saying to my buddy in the Survivor, "You want to take the Eagles tonight?" He goes, "I don't do Thursday night games." I go, "You're right. Forget it." But by the way, there's something weird with the Eagles in football. They've been off all year. They're coming back in leads, but A.J. Brown is pissed. There's like that hangover of the Super Bowl, but they don't see themselves.
Well, I mean,
but the NFL this year is a real gong show. Like, this is the Lions' chance. Like, there's a lot of teams. Like, you look at this. Like, every team has faltered. There's like not one team totally dominating the season so far. Not one.
I would say the NFC is stronger than the AFC, but I mean, the Eagles' offense. If Saquon's not going, that offense falls apart, and it's the same thing like they did after they won the Super Bowl. They got off 10, rattled off 10 in a row, and just kept on losing. But
Quinyon Mitchell went out. They lost Quinyon Mitchell in the game also. Yeah. By the way, the whole push thing, I'm sick of it.
Oh, me too.
By the way, no, but because they're offside every time.
It's just thank you.
The guards are on the ground before the ball snaps. They have to remove the terrorist flag. And it's shame on the NFL owners because they could have voted it out.
I mean, it's literally now you see the offensive linemen's like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, of course, you got an offensive line.
I hate it. Not because the play works. Not because they're literally, you cannot see that he's off. That they should be being called for a penalty every time.
Just like was it 2 years ago with was it Jawan Johnson? I think his name is the right tackle from the Chiefs, who would literally line up in the backfield every time and they wouldn't call it.
Yeah.
All right, Finstanza, I think we might have I don't know about you.
Yeah, we covered all what we wanted to do. We got to do when we start talking about other sports. But no, we definitely because we'll definitely be here next week. We'll definitely pick the day next week.
Definitely. We can. I mean, let me know. I get it if the Jays are on. You don't want to go.
No, I don't mind if the Jays are on because it actually will allow me to analyze it with you as we go. So we'll see how the week goes next week.
I was just gonna be too nervous yesterday, even though I know you said I'm like the lineup of they just scared me.
I was dying. Because every batter, every time a new reliever came in, they didn't get the first batter. They would put someone on, and every time we started an inning, if a new reliever came in and started an inning, they put the lead man on. What are we doing every time? Like they couldn't stop themselves from letting the first guy go. It's crazy.
Well, I hope you get the Tigers tomorrow. I mean,
well, then I can make fun of me and my brother-in-law. I'm going to tell my brother-in-law.
How
I'm going to tell my brother-in-law the only way I'll talk to him if it's a Tigers J series if he comes on the podcast.
Okay.
Because yesterday he was only when the Tigers would be El Maga is back. El Maga is back. I go because Javi Baez hit his first home run in the playoffs in 7 years.
How far are you from Toronto? Like, what's the commute like?
Distance-wise, it's an hour flight, 5.5-5-hour drive.
Oh, okay, so
it's basically the distance for you. If you hit the top of Florida, it's basically the distance between Jacksonville and Miami.
Yeah,
like 5 hours.
Well,
it's driving the state of Florida.
Here to Miami's not that far.
No, it's about 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
You calculate the traffic; it could be like
if you're in Tampa, you could probably cut over to Alligator Alley and take that all the way down.
Yeah, from here to Orlando, it's like 100 miles. It should be like but there's the traffic to Orlando so bad. The only time I did Orlando during Hurricane Milton, and we left Thursday.
It's my buddy, my best friend, who's one of my best friends, who's literally just texting me about the fact that he's the guy who said I had a good feeling about the Giants today. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's a big race. He's a race fan. He's a big Expos fan like I am, but he's a big race fan. He actually has a family like your time when you're in the Tampa area. I grew up going to Miami and South Florida. He's a massive.
Okay, that's
fan.
Why you're a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, because I'm growing up. Yeah, no, part of it was growing up there, and I was young, and I got to go to a game when I was young, like Marino, and that's how the Dolphin stuff started. He went the opposite. He has family in St. Pete, so he's a Rays fan. He's a Buccaneers fan, that kind of stuff. So he's a massive Buccaneers fan.
I know we're talking. And you said
he loves Kevin Cash. He agreed. I'm just kidding. He agreed to take Blake Snell out of the lineup. He was like. I think honestly, I literally could hear him cursing from his house when Blake Snell was taken out in Game 6 of the playoffs. I thought he was going to lose his mind.
That was a bad call.
Oh, was that a bad call?
Yeah,
David, have you forgiven Kevin Cash yet?
I mean, I wouldn't, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So. All right, Finstanza. I think we might have hit it. I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight for another episode of On Deck. Please remember to like and subscribe. Finstanza, always great to get on you here for playoff baseball. It's always a good time. Looking forward to next week. I'm Russ Morgan here with Finstanza. I hope everybody has a great night.
Great night, guys.